7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's now time for the Pony Cake Sports Podcast with your hosts, Josh Stevens, Tim Thompson, and Tom Schultz. Woo!
Hello there, League. And what is the league name?
Cherry Poppin' League.
Cherry Poppin' League, baby.
Cherry Poppin' League.
Cherry Poppin' League.
I like it.
All right, not bad at all. I guess I can dig that. Not a big deal.
You know, when you're not creative, you go perverted. That's what this league is actually all about, gentlemen.
Makes sense. Again, guys, you first time listening to us, maybe?
Some of them maybe have listened to an episode or two, but for those who don't know how this all came about, so pretty much every year after the draft and a week or two following, I do an extensive breakdown on the message board, right? Get drunk, waste my time, and have a lot of fun with it. But after like a week or two, no one ever says anything. The reason I wanted us to do this is because this league is boring as fuck at times. No one uses the message board. We have a group me as well. People are frowned upon from using group me, even though someone put a picture of Tiger Woods' girlfriend's vagina the other day.
I like that.
I said it looked like a mistletoe, or ex-girlfriend. I don't know if they're dating anymore, but nevertheless, we're trying to just bring up the intensity of this league a little bit. And I thought, what better way? You know, I'll have my opinions, but they got to hear enough of it at the draft. Let you guys go break down each team, and then I'll have a little insult for each team along the way as well.
Cool. Let's do it. Let's start off with In the Trenches.
I'll let you break down the teams first, and then I'll tell you whose team that is.
All right, so we are I can look at it. This is Jason Thompson.
Okay.
Not blind.
Well, I was hoping you would just not go into the team, dickhead.
This is, I'm going to look real quick and see where they drafted their draft spot as well. So
number 1.
Okay.
No, he was number 2. Take that back.
Yeah, so we have him right here. This is going to be, number 2 In the Trenches. I did not trust Tim. So let's talk about his team.
Can I bring something up first, guys?
Oh, God, coming in hot.
Guys, I see you have a 5-person bench. I don't like that whatsoever. The people that draft well get hurt by this. And I think the people that draft well, they should be given some help. It should motivate people to do their research, try to get those late-round sleepers. When you only got 5 guys on the bench, there's really no way to get late-round sleepers. I hate that.
Has it been like this the whole time for
It has. Now, the only thing as well, which makes this league a little bit different, to protect against, massive just, waiver wire pickups, is it's 50 cents per transaction. So per drop and add is 50 cents or a trade. So you're paying into it throughout the season if you do draft poorly. So it kind of deters it a little bit, but I do agree with you. I was actually talking to Jason about this yesterday or today. I don't know. Work's been crazy. About how we need to add at minimum like 1 to 2 bench spots.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're talking Jason's team right now. Looks like he went David Johnson, second overall, obviously. His second round pick came back and went with Keenan Allen. So right now, those are his 2 first picks. But if you look at the roster top to bottom, you have Russell Wilson, you have David Johnson, Dalvin Cook, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper. Did he draft Amari Cooper after, or was that a keeper?
No, he drafted Amari after. But he had that swing, too. So they were close to each other.
Okay,
but yeah,
okay.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought he would have taken Amari before Keenan. Amari's going to be a stud right there.
Yeah, he must have been really worried that Keenan Allen was going to be gone those 2 picks, I guess.
Amari's a guy who I was hoping he'd kind of fall back, especially after seeing the way the draft was kind of going.
Jesus
Didn't play out that
Christ. Way. All right, Russell Wilson, David Johnson, Dalvin Cook, Keenan Allen, who was drafted above Amari Cooper, Julius Thomas as his tight end, Tyreek Hill as his flex, Patriots defense, Cairo Santos as his kicker. His bench is looking like Adrian Peterson, Jonathan Stewart, Eric Decker, CJ Prosise, Dak Prescott. Hopefully you don't ever have to use any of those guys besides Dak, because that's a bunch of shit.
No.
Yes.
Come on. No, I mean, come on. We like CJ Prosise.
If he stays healthy.
I do. Right now, it doesn't look like he's playing, though.
Give me, what's that
Carson.
kid's name? Give me Chris Carson. I'd rather draft Chris Carson right now than CJ Prosise.
What's your what's with the hate on Julius Thomas? You don't think Jay Cutler comes in there? He loves his tight ends.
No. I don't care.
In his preseason looks, he's looked like he's liked his tight ends.
It doesn't matter, dude. Don't justify a Julius Thomas pick.
I'm
I hope
just
you
asking.
draft. I hope you draft him in our league so I can roast you over that.
7-10. That's where he's going, baby.
Yeah, I'll laugh so hard. I'd rather take Cameron Brate over Julius Thomas, even with OJ Howard there.
All right, so with
and he's on the waivers, so Jason, if you're listening, pick up Cameron Brate and drop Julius Thomas. Do yourself a favor.
With that being said, what grade do you gentlemen give this draft?
Just looking at it on paper right now, I'd give him a solid B. I really love having David Johnson starting your team off with probably arguably the best fantasy football player and getting him at pick 2. That's a steal. And it's mind-boggling that you got Cooper after Keenan Allen in the 3rd round. That's awesome value. Love Cooper. I think he's got top 10 potential. But Keenan Allen worries me. If I am trying to own him, I am handcuffing him. As crazy as that sounds, handcuffing a wide receiver, but getting Tyrell Williams. We saw what he could do last year. But if Keenan Allen stays healthy, you have a very good 1-2 punch at wide receiver. I like this team. He's going to be competing for the playoffs.
The one thing that I do have to mention, which we all thought was funny, is he ran out of time and got auto-drafted Eric Decker. He was pretty pissed about that. So that wasn't dumb drafting. That was just some bad luck or just stupidity on his part because he let the time run out. So obviously Jason's my cousin. Guys, I will be perfectly honest. Everyone in this league, just like in our league, makes fun of me because I suck. But in this league, I actually do suck. I've been terrible year after year. I've actually taken last place before. I think last year was my best year, and I think I won like 5 games. So not good. My cousin is like the Buffalo Bills of this league. Constantly in the championship game, constantly losing. Never won the big game. So interested to see how that all plays out.
Well, I'm looking at his team overall, and it's a good team overall. I like Dalvin Cook as your running back too. Is it PPR?
Half point
PPR. I like that with him and David Johnson. Me personally, I don't like Julius Thomas. I'd rather have somebody else. It doesn't matter who. And to be honest, looking at your bench, you don't really need a deep bench with his team because during those bye weeks, I mean, what's going to happen? You're going to have David Johnson go on by, and you're going to plug in Jonathan Stewart, whatever. You may still vulture a touchdown. The rest of the team with Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper can still carry your team. So I can dig the team.
Grade?
But I'm not happy.
Grade?
B minus.
B minus. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
You can't really give it anything less because he's got DJ. So, but I do hate your bench a lot. So
I think you mentioned that once or twice.
Yeah. Next up, Nice Melons, and this is Scott.
Yeah, Scott Malinowskis. So funny thing about Scott was he actually had 2 computers going on. He had 2 drafts on the same day starting at the same exact time. He did not look like he was having much fun at all.
Poor planning.
Well, he doesn't choose that.
All right. First of all, Scott, I hate your last name. And then when I look at your team, it looks like you didn't have a first-round pick this year, in all honesty. Todd Gurley should not have been taken in the first round. DeMarco should be in the early second. I don't know if you took Gurley in the first round.
Todd Gurley in the first. He was pick number 12. And then DeMarco.
Yeah. Gurley shouldn't be going that high. DeMarco, I could see that. Not a big fan of your receivers. Alshon Jeffrey. Dude sucks. He's going to get hurt. Not a big fan of him. Drew Brees, like that. Him and Willie Snead, that's a nice little 1-2 punch. I like that combo of wide receiver and quarterback, but not a big fan of this team.
What about anything on the bench that you like? No, there won't be.
I like Randy Cobb.
You like Randy?
He's a late-round guy you should be targeting if Devontae gets hurt or if Jordy gets hurt. We know the Packers are going to score a lot of touchdowns. We've seen Randy Cobb score touchdowns in the past and be productive in that system, but right now he's probably 3rd or 4th in the pecking order. You're going to have to rely on one of those top 2 or 3 guys to get hurt.
Yeah, I like the Randall Cobb stash on the bench. We've already seen one white wide receiver go down, and the trend can continue with Jordy, so who knows?
Oh, easy there, big fella. Grades, or do you want to? I mean, there's not much to really evaluate here. I mean, he was 12. I was kind of shocked with us going to half point PPR this year. It's our first year. Half point is going to full point next year. To see running backs get the value they did.
I understand being a homer for your football team, but you are starting the Bears defense against the Atlanta Falcons week 1.
We torched them for that. We did torch them. Going Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Minnesota even. That's a rough run.
There's absolutely no reason. Scott, Mella, whatever. You get an F.
It's Melanowskis. Figure it out, man.
Mellow, whatever.
He gets an F.
An F? Well, come on.
Yes.
An F?
Yes. 100%.
Wow. So, go ahead, Josh. What's your grade?
I would have given him a C. A solid C.
See, I think that's a fair assessment, a solid C. I did say I would talk a little bit of shit on each team to at least hopefully spice up our message boards, right? That's the point of this. So, about Jason, I'll start there first. Jason is the commissioner of this league. He's also known as the commission Nazi. He likes to shut down conversations on GroupMe that don't apply strictly to the league. Only things that are important to the league are allowed to be talked about. And he also makes decisions that says, nope, no one can vote. This is just the way we're doing it. The reason that we have to be like that, though, is because we got 2 huge fucking complainers in this league. And one of them is Scott Melanowskis. If you do anything, he complains. For instance, every year we randomize the draft by ESPN. We do it an hour before the draft, which I know none of us like. Yeah, but somehow every year, me, JT, and Ryan Redditz, who are kind of the circle of trust, if you would, setting up the league, we always get like top 5 picks. It just always happens that way, and it happened again this year as well. Ryan got 1, JT got 2, and I got 4. So, fuck you guys. It happened. Yeah.
We're moving on to Prestige Worldwide.
If we ever get an opening, let's invite Scott, though. Like, we could take his money. It's probably like a guaranteed that he finishes in last place.
Scott is kind of like our buddy Kevin, though, because he's one of those guys where we always hear about his other league, his big money league. We're always hearing about that one.
Well, fuck you, Scott. Next up, we have Prestige Worldwide, and this team is owned by Ryan Redditz. Fake name, but I like it.
No, a real name.
No.
Okay. Last place last year.
He was draft pick. Where are you?
Number 1.
Number 1 overall. He went with Le'Veon Bell. And then his whole team, Matt Ryan, Le'Veon Bell, Lamar Miller, Des Bryant, Jeremy Maclin, Jordan Reed, Amir Abdullah, Steelers defense, Chris Boswell, Moncrief West, Marvin Jones, Darren Sproles, Ted Ginn Jr.
Sproles, nice.
You don't like that?
No, not really.
He drafted Tim's boy, Ted Ginn Jr., so Tim's going to give him an A. But overall, I like this team. Le'Veon Bell, first overall. I get it. It's pretty close between him and David Johnson. Not a big fan of the Des Bryant pick, but Jeremy Maclin, I think he's going to be a target hog in Baltimore. I like Amir Abdullah. Jordan Reed, if this dude can stay healthy, he's going to carry your team this year.
And why don't you like Des?
Des, this year, normally Des Bryant struggles against top-tier cornerbacks. You got to look at the cornerbacks he has to face this year. Josh Norman twice. He plays on the Redskins. Janoris Jenkins twice. Plays Patrick Peterson this year. They're playing the Cardinals. They got...
Did you say 4 of his first 5 games are against top?
Yeah, they got Richard Sherman, Desmond Trufant. So there's 7 or 8 games where he's facing legit number 1 shutdown corners. It's not good for Des.
And Zeke's not playing.
Yeah. When has Des played a full 16 games as well? It's been 3 years.
He has 2 wide receivers on the bench. 3. Moncrief, Marvin Jones, Ted Ginn Jr. Would it be safe to say that you would probably drop Ted Ginn Jr. or Sproles and pick up a tight end just in case if Jordan Reed is not ready to go week 1? Because there is always that chance. He did play in the preseason game. He's still going to be questionable. Who knows if that foot injury flares up.
In a normal league where you have more than 5 bench spots, I would be 100% behind you. But with 5 bench spots, I don't think you could rely 2 total roster spots to a tight end.
And that was my next thing. Opening up 2 more bench spots.
Now, if he wants a tight end, it's going to cost him money. That's fine.
Getting the Steelers week 1 for defense, good streaming option. I like that they're playing a rookie quarterback, Deshaun Kaiser. It's going to be at Cleveland, so we've seen Big Ben struggle, but they're probably going to be running the football. But it's a good streaming option week 1. I like what you're doing there. Better than that Scott, Mello, whatever.
Wow, you're really hating on Scott's
fucking
team.
Pick.
You're really hating on Scott's team. All right, gentlemen, grades.
Give him a B+.
I gave him a B. I can't give him a better grade than the first team.
Neither of you talked about Lamar Miller. I feel like that should have some sort of...
Fuck Lamar Miller.
I don't mind Lamar Miller. He's a good running back too. in all honesty. I think his touches are going to go down, but he was a running back 2 last year. He was being overdrafted, though, and that was the big issue. A lot of people were expecting him to come in and be a top 5 running back. He's just not that, and they overused him. That offensive line struggled. I think the Texans' offense will be a little better this year, but he's being drafted as a running back 2, and that's what he is.
So Ryan Raditz, I believe, still has our league belt. He has it. It was created, and no one's ever seen it. So we don't know what has happened. I don't want to talk too much shit on Ryan Raditz because he is the treasurer for our league. He keeps all the money. So there's a pretty good chance he might just, if his team's bad, just keep all the money and run.
If you guys have a belt, you need to start doing a live draft.
We do live drafts.
Oh, I didn't think you did.
Oh, yeah, we do live drafts.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Why the hell doesn't he wear the belt to the fucking draft then?
Because he didn't win.
Why does he have the fucking belt? That makes no sense.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. This league needs a shape-up, needs a new commissioner. Elect me and Josh to run this league. We will not own a team. We will just lead this league to greatness. We will make this league great again.
That's why we are doing this, to spice things up a little bit.
Next up, Blinded by Beef Curtains, Ray Lee. And his team is... Who did he pick first overall? Was it Mike Evans? I hope it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Evans first overall. And he's got Derek Carr at quarterback. I looked at the team real quick. He's got Derek Carr and he's got Marcus Mariota. In my opinion, no reason to have 2 quarterbacks right now. You have Derek Carr. His bye week, I believe, is after
10,
week 8. Yeah, week 10. And what is the purpose of having 2 quarterbacks? I mean, unless if you're worried about week number 4 against Denver. But still, I don't know, because Marcus Mariota is still playing Houston that week. So, in my opinion, I think it's a wasted roster spot, but whatever. Running backs, Ty Montgomery, Mark Ingram, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Jack Doyle, Jarvis Landry, Seahawks defense, Matt Prater, Zeke, Brandon Marshall, Marcus Mariota, Kevin White, dude.
That's another wasted roster spot.
And Eric Ebron.
Go ahead.
Get rid of Kevin White. He is not a good receiver. I understand that Cameron Meredith went down, but Kevin White is not going to be the guy. Absolutely love the Zeke pick. Guessing you got him in the second round or third round?
Second, I believe.
Second. There's a good chance this suspension might not go through. Right now, they're saying that they're going into day 2 of the hearings with the arbitrator, which is normally a good sign. So we'll see with Zeke, but you might have got a steal there. I like your team overall, though. Ty Montgomery, I know these 2 jamokes aren't big fans of him, but he's going to catch the football in one of the best offenses in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers. Mark Ingram's going to do the same exact thing. Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Jarvis Landry, all pretty good players in PPR overall. I like your team.
Great.
Give him a B+.
B- for me. I feel like the Marcus Mariota is a wasted roster spot. Kevin White should not be on his roster. And I like the Eric Ebron pickup. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If Zeke plays and is not suspended, this team, I could vault it up to a B+, but I have it at B- right now.
Yeah, so Ray's a pretty good player. I've been in his division in the past, and I might even be in his division this year. Pretty good player. Listen, having Zeke and Mike Evans on your team, you have to be pretty happy. But, yeah, fuck Ray, right?
I like Ray. He seems like a good guy.
I think his team is pretty decent.
I hope he beats the shit out of Nice Melons week 1.
That schedule is not updated yet.
Oh.
We got to update the schedule yet.
Next up, we are going to move on to Team Cracker. Racist.
That's not
With
racist.
a black fist. Kevin Cleary. We have Jameis Winston, Devonta Freeman, Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, Devontae Adams, Jimmy Graham, Josh Doxson, Chiefs defense, Sebastian Janikowski, Doug Martin, Derrick Henry, Adam Thielen, a.k.a. White Guy from Vikings, Zay Jones, Carson Palmer. I like the team, minus Josh Doxson. Put him on the bench. Move up Thielen in the flex spot. And when Doug Martin comes back, this team's looking mighty, mighty competitive.
I like what this team can become. Look, Joe Mixon might start the year a little slow. Right now, he will be competing with Jeremy Hill. Well, he got injured last game.
I think we're in agreement, like about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and then the Joe Mixon show will start.
Then he's going to take over. But I love Freeman. He's an absolute stud in PPR. Came off the concussion protocol today. Doug Martin. Great pickup. And I don't think you should start Adam Thielen week 1. I think you should start Zay Jones. Yeah, he's the number 1 in Buffalo, playing a very shitty Jets secondary. He's going to get a couple passes thrown his way. I wouldn't trust Josh Jackson, like Joshua just said. Right now, it's just a little too unclear what his role is going to be with that team. I have him as 4th in the pecking order, catching the football, maybe 5th behind Chris Thompson as well. But overall, I like your team. Not a big fan of the Carson Palmer pickup on the bench. If you're going to wait for a quarterback like you did, just roll with it. God, I hate the 5-person bench. I just can't get over that.
So, Cleary, this is one of our 2, I believe, teams with co-owners. This is Cleary and Mike Curtis.
Are they married?
No, they're not to each other.
Okay.
At least. Curtis is one of those guys who we have never. Apparently, he's real, but we've never seen him. Some guys in the league apparently know him, but I'm just convinced, like another guy in the league used to be, this is just like Fight Club. This is just Cleary's alternate personality. He spent a lot of the time during the draft, talking about it, texting a lot, and it's a good team. Cleary is a funny-ass guy if you ever get the chance to hang out with him. Good time as always. All these guys are good guys, but yeah, pretty funny individual. Got some good stories.
Yeah. Grade for this?
B+.
Joshy?
I am going to give it, because of what it can be, an A-.
Ooh.
I don't like Josh Doxson where he's at on your roster. He should not be in the flex. Zay Jones, I'm fine with putting him up there. Adam Thielen, I'm fine with. There's nothing really left on the waiver wire. I checked that out.
Well, to be fair, I was touting Zay big time after the draft.
And that's fine, because Zay Jones is going to be the guy there. And either Zay Jones or a white guy from Vikings.
Because he wasn't drafted. He picked him up off the waivers.
Oh, really?
That's why I was highly touting him.
Dang.
Yeah, I wanted to take him, but I didn't have the real estate left.
I'm going to give him an A-.
And shocking, Josh is a huge Tampa Bay Bucks fan. The team that has their quarterback and their running back, he's going to give his first A to. What a shocker there.
It's not a shocker.
What a shocker there.
It's not a shocker. He's got Devonta Freeman, Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, Devontae Adams, who finished as a top wide receiver last year.
8 of Josh's guys are on this team.
Yeah, this is the all Josh team right now.
This is the team Josh would draft and be happy about.
And I would be extremely happy.
For sure.
He'd get super drunk, shave his dog's testicles, and throw the hair in our face.
Oh, yeah, Josh loves shaving his dog's balls, which I've never heard of. You shouldn't shave
gotta
your
let
dog's
the dogs
balls.
feel free. All right. Next up, we have Mike Marshall, Goodell's shit list. Work on your team name, please.
That's terrible.
Thank you. Picture, whatever. Let's see. His team looks like Matthew Stafford, Jordan Howard, Carlos Hyde, OBJ, Terrell Pryor, Martellus Bennett, Sammy Watkins, Panthers, Steven Gostkowski, Martavis Bryant. He should be in your starting lineup. C.J. Anderson, LeGarrette Blount, John Brown, Tariq Cohen.
I think this team has pretty good depth right now. You look at the bench, Martavis Bryant. I think he's going to be allowed to play at the start of the season. The NFL hasn't done it yet. Just cross your fingers. C.J. Anderson, he in most leagues he should be started, especially a 12-person league. LeGarrette Blount, same situation. He's going to be that goal line back for the Eagles. So you got 3 guys right there who would start on a lot of the teams we've listed already. And John Brown, big-time boomer bust player. Then you move to your starting lineup, OBJ, Terrell Pryor, Sammy Watkins. It's a pretty talented group overall at wide receiver. Not a big fan of Carlos Hyde, and Jordan Howard should be considered pretty safe this year. Let's just hope Long can come back and be healthy and bring some to help solidify that interior offensive line for the Bears.
There might be some weeks where he starts Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen at the same time and not a Carlos Hyde.
Think so?
I think so.
Think it's going to be like the Tevin Coleman and Devonta Freeman?
It's
Mark
possible.
Ingram and Tim Hightower type of role.
It's very possible. And I don't think that they intended for that at first, but I think that Tariq Cohen has just shown how explosive he can be.
So I will tell you, Marshall has actually won this league twice. And I will tell you, with him drafting Odell Beckham Jr., 2 years ago, he drafted Le'Veon Bell with suspension pending. It worked out for him. I believe he won the league that year. Last year, he drafted Tom Brady. I believe he made a decent run last year. And now this year, he takes Odell Beckham Jr. It's all good stuff.
And he drafted him in the first round. So, not bad.
Nope. So Mike is a part of the bitch squad. Likes to complain about a lot. He was complaining about going golfing and there being dew on the grass because it made his feet wet. I've never heard anyone say that before. He tried to he said he could call a male stripper. Didn't really know at the draft. Didn't really know what that was about. Apparently the guy knew female strippers, but I've never heard of that before.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's very weird. My grade for this would be a B, solid B.
I'm going to give him a B as well.
All right.
Let's move on to Fucking K Hunt.
Fucking cunt.
Is there I didn't want to say it like that.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
Do we have to be PG?
No.
Are there little kids in this league, Tim?
Nope.
All right.
No, all these guys are older than all of us.
Well, that's good. Go ahead, run the team down.
All right, sorry. Well, your dial-up internet is working great right here. That's why you don't want to do it. That's why you don't want to do it either.
Same. Mine's not working.
Yeah, mine's locked up right now. So
Oh my god.
you don't know the team
Josh,
off the top of your head?
No, I don't know the team off the top of my head. Who the hell knows the other person's team off the top of their head?
I would.
No, you wouldn't. You're a lying
would.
sack of shit.
I know your keepers, bro. I would know your whole team after your draft.
Oh my god.
I know your team before you do. All right.
All right, it's back up and running.
He's back up.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Good dial-up. He pretty ridiculous. The team is Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Kareem Hunt, Brandon Cooks, Golden Tate, Zach Ertz, Stephon Diggs, Vikings D, Dustin Hopkins, and then on the bench he's got Fat Rob Kelly, Corey Coleman, Wendell Smallwood, Samaje Perine, and Chris Hogan.
I like this team a lot. Absolutely love Phillip Rivers as a quarterback this year. Sneaky play, but he's pretty much a lock for 30 touchdowns this year. They had a bunch of weapons around him, and I think Hunter Henry's only going to get better in that offense. Melvin Gordon as well. He might not be the most talented running back in the NFL, but he's going to get fed the football early and often. Kareem Hunt, it's everyone's golden boy now. Everyone's taking him above the other rookie running backs now. I've been seeing him go ahead of Mixon, McCaffrey, and sometimes Cooks. Delvin Cook. But you got Brandon Cooks, Golden Tate, Stephon Diggs. Good little group at wide receiver. I like this team overall, and I like what you did on the bench as well.
Yeah, team's pretty decent here. I like the Zach Ertz pick. Sneaky for a tight end slot. We have Stephon Diggs. There's talk about how Diggs is going to be playing on the outside and not in the slot as much as he did last year. Thielen is actually going to be manning the slot more. He actually did not play in the slot at all last year, and he had pretty decent production yards-wise. So if you move Thielen to the slot, I think we're going to see Thielen get most of those targets, and Stephon Diggs is going to try to do damage on the outside, but I don't think he's going to be as good as everybody hopes. So I think you will see a Corey Coleman and Stephon Diggs flip-flop. But if you're playing matchups, it makes sense to do Diggs against the Saints for week 1.
So this is the team that I traded with last year. The only team to trade draft picks were me and Kevin Gizzorni. He got like Amari, Todd Gurley, someone to make a push for the playoffs. He gave up his third-round pick for my 10th. That's that Christian McCaffrey there in the third is actually mine. And, it didn't pan out for him. He actually didn't make the playoffs. But beyond that, I need to call out Kevin Gizzorni here. Number one, is his first time ever at the live draft. He's always been MIA, drafting from God knows where. And I find out beforehand, Edelman and Ware go down hurt. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Hoping to get Brandon Cooks in my spot in the second. And I was actually the spot right after Kevin as well. He takes Brandon Cooks. And, oh, Julian Edelman's dead. I just got the steal of the draft. Blah! I'm like, all right, well, fuck this guy, right? So he waits, and then the fifth round again, right in front of me. Kareem Hunt, because Spencer Ware's dead. And then at the very end, he's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said anything, huh? I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have said anything, you dickhead. God.
I like it. I really enjoy when people are mean to you, Tim.
Yeah.
And especially just grabbing the heart out of your chest right in front of you twice in the draft. I like this Kevin guy. I'm going to give him an A just for doing that. Plus, I like Corey Coleman a lot. He's on his bench right now, getting the Rob Kelly and Samaje Perine. He has the Washington Redskins backfield locked up on his bench. That's another good thing. I like this team overall.
Question is, did anybody draft Julian Edelman or Spencer Ware?
I believe both were drafted, yes. I think one was by auto draft, and the other was by someone who wasn't paying it, who just didn't know. Wow. I believe, even after Kevin went on his rant about how they were injured.
That is very interesting.
So, Tom, you give him an A?
A.
Because he hates me. Perfect. Josh?
I'm going to give him a B on this.
A B. No Buccaneers players, so nothing higher than a B for you, sir.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's move on to DNR Stat, and that is by Tom Bizik.
Okay.
Is that right?
What is up with all these last names?
So, Tom is a great guy. He actually wasn't at the draft, and so I have to call him out. One of the nicest guys in the world. But when a nice guy texts at 5:30 and says, "Hey, I'm gonna have to auto draft," that's not good. Draft started at 8, 2.5. An auto draft? Come on, why are you even playing, man? Auto draft?
Look at his team, though. I like it. Kirk Cousins, Danny Woodhead, Belil Powell, Antonio Brown, Doug Baldwin, Delaney Walker, Demaryius Thomas, Giants defense, Matt Bryant. On his bench, Jamison Crowder, who's going to be a PPR machine, Mike Gillislee, who may be a touchdown machine, Mike Wallace, whatever, James White, Thomas Rawls. Thomas Rawls could easily be the lead dog in Seattle. You could have hit a home run with that. James White could be catching 40 balls a game. I mean, who knows? This team is actually looking pretty decent.
Kind of scares